This is Plant-Based Briefing. What to do when your loved ones aren't on board with a plant-based diet by Tami Fertig at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, and this is the curated content plant-based podcast where I narrate a variety of articles on healthy, compassionate, and sustainable living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And today's article is from forksoverknives.com. They were founded after the release of the world-famous documentary Forks Over Knives, which I highly recommend. And they have all kinds of resources for people on a plant-based journey. Their website is full of recipes, the latest research, inspiring success stories. They have a meal planner. They have a quarterly magazine that's excellent. And you can watch the documentary for free now at forksoverknives.com as well, or just search it on YouTube. And today's article features a few different experts. And the first one mentioned is Brigitte Gem of Vegan Family Kitchen. She is one of the contributors. I read from her blog fairly regularly. And if you're interested in other Vegan Family Kitchen episodes, wherever you listen to this podcast, just search for Vegan Family Kitchen. One that I recommend if you're particularly interested in transitioning is episode number 7, called Late Blooming Vegan with Family in Tow. Here are 10 tips to ease your transition. And I'll put a link to that in the show notes. And in the meantime, let's get to today's plant-based briefing. What to do when your loved ones aren't on board with a plant-based diet by Tami Fertig at forksoverknives.com. When Brigitte Gem decided to adopt a plant-based diet, her husband protested, quote, "Sharing foodie meals was a big part of our relationship, and he was worried this new way of eating would drive us apart," unquote, says the cooking teacher and founder of Vegan Family Kitchen based in Vancouver, Canada. It took about 2 years of patience, compassion, and cooking really good food for her better half and kids to come around. Can you relate? Read on for expert tips to follow when your family resists a whole food plant-based lifestyle. Number 1, lead by example. Forget about being pushy or preachy. Quote, just because someone is told about the benefits of plant-based diets doesn't mean they're emotionally ready to let go of their old eating habits, unquote, Gem says. Instead, let others take notice of your newfound energy and excitement. Make it about you, not them. She suggests, quote, have a heart-to-heart conversation with loved ones. Don't do it at mealtime, to explain why you are making this change for yourself, unquote. Number 2, cook together. Research shows that kids who help prepare their own meals are more likely to eat them. Try familiar veg foods and use the kitchen as a classroom. Quote, explain to your children that everything they're eating came from a plant, unquote, says Amy Johnson of the food blog Mrs. Plant in Texas. She recommends starting with quick snacks such as loaded apple slices. Spread sliced apples with a bit of nut butter and have kids add toppings such as dried berries, raisins, and cinnamon. From there, move on to more involved recipes such as oil-free spaghetti sauce. 3, nerd out. Educate yourself about plant-based nutrition. Watching the Forks Over Knives film is a great place to start, so you're ready to field questions. Quote, explaining to my kids why we eat the way we do helps them stay focused on our family and our personal health goals and not on what other kids do, unquote, says Corey Warren of the Lean Green Dad podcast and website. Quote, we talk a lot about the sugar from fruits versus processed white sugar, and they get it, unquote. 4, meet halfway. No need to cook 2 separate dinners or have anyone go hungry. Quote, make meals that can easily be served to both plant-based eaters and omnivores, unquote, Johnson advises. Think loaded baked potatoes and make your own pizzas. Or set out beans, rice, grilled vegetables, corn, and the like, and let everyone customize their own burrito bowls with add-ins of their own choice. They might just surprise you by skipping the meat and cheese. 5, call in the experts. Family members who aren't interested in your nutrition wisdom might easily accept it from strangers, especially considered pros, notes Neil Barnard, MD, president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Quote, give them a book and to make sure they actually open it, flag a page or 2 with a post-it note saying, I thought of you as I read this chapter. They'll go over it 16 times to see what brought them to mind, unquote, Barnard says. And number 6, make it fun. Rather than pressuring little ones into cleaning their plates, use positive reinforcement and occasional parental marketing, Warren says. Quote, I find that saying things like, wow, look at those muscles, buddy, after they eat a certain vegetable or fruit really lights them up, he explains. Or, did you know that Hulk eats green broccoli? It works every time, unquote. You just listened to What to Do When Your Loved Ones Aren't on Board with a Plant-Based Diet by Tami Fertig at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson. And please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.